Good morning. Good morning. Yeah, so this is another update on my credit journey. This one is about my US Bank Cash Plus card, right? So, first and foremost, I just want you to see, like, boom, here's the offer. You see that in the yellow, it say pre selected. Yeah. So, remember a while back, I told you that you got to figure out what financial institutions you're going to date and you got to use their products, right? You got to get products, get products, get products, use them. Get products, get products, get products, use them, right? And this is how you build your profile with this individual, similar to how you would do if you was dating somebody, right? Remember, I already told you this. So US Bank was one of those institutions that I was dating at the time because they had the $500 bonus for opening up the business checking account, which to the date I've received, and it had the $200 bonus for opening up a personal checking account, which I received as well, right? You know what I'm saying? So I'm over here popping my collar, you know what I'm saying? Like I'm E40 or something. But nonetheless, when they send me a credit card offer, I'm like, let me think about it. Now, originally, I didn't have plans on getting any more credit cards because I want to have like perfect credit when I apply for my next set of credit cards so I could get the high limits, right? The 20,000, 30,000 limits, right? At least 15. That's where my mindset was at. So I was like, yo, I'm just gonna wait till I got zero inquiries. I got my credit utilization under 9%. And in order for that to happen, you know what I'm saying, I gotta pay down some things because remember I did a couple balance transfers, but that's neither here nor there, right? The reality of the situation is I was gonna fall back. I was gonna hold off. I was. But when I received this offer, it said that they got a special 0% interest APR for 15 billing cycles. So in my mind, I'm like, ooh, if they give me a decent limit, I could just use this credit card for the next year and 3 months while I pay down my other credit cards. I could leave a balance ahead and don't have to worry about paying interest. Remember, we don't like to pay interest because the interest that we're paying them, we could like just paid another bill. We could have just kept it in our pocket or went and got some ice cream or bought the kids something or something. You know what I'm saying? So we not into paying interest unless it's, they giving us 100K or something. We pay interest because we're going to flip that. But nonetheless, when we dealing with a credit card, we don't want to pay interest. So for me, I was like, ooh, this is intriguing. Then on top of that, it said new card member bonus of another $200 if you spend $500 in 90 days. 500, that's easy. I could spend that in like a day. Like I could sweat. I got bills. I got stuff that I consistently pay for using a credit card, and I could just use this card and get the 200 back. Like that's easy. Spend 500, get 200 back. So in all essence, I'm only spending 300 to get 500. Oh, that's easy. Yeah. Let me look into this, right? So before I dive deeper into it, I just want to explain something to you. Don't make the same mistake that I made. Now remember, there's something called a credit freeze, which you could freeze your credit so you don't have to worry about anybody scamming you, trying to pull your credit, trying to obtain credit on behalf of you when you're not approving it. You know what I'm saying? So it's like a way to avoid, fraud and whatnot. However, I had my credit freeze active on all of my credit unions, my TransUnion, Equifax, and my Experian, right? So I had those on. I'm like, dang, I forgot to take them off. Now, in the midst of me applying for this credit card, what I did was a thaw. Now, I thought when I did the thaw was going to allow me, right, to, lift the freeze immediately. I don't know if it took a couple minutes because right after I lifted the thaw, I went back to the US Bank website and then I applied for the credit card. When I applied for the credit card, I got a $500 limit. They gave me $500 limit. I don't even think when I first started getting credit, I had a $500 limit. Like, what is this? Like, this is a secure card? Like, what's this? 500? What am I supposed to do with that? I gotta spend 500 to get the 200. Like, they just barely gave me enough to, you know what I'm saying? But that's neither here nor there. So I'm assuming that it has something to do with my credit being frozen. But originally, I didn't know. So here's something that you can do. If ever you apply for a credit card and you don't like the limit they gave you, if you apply for a credit card, you got denied, or they gave you another option, right? What you could do is you could call up that institution, ask to speak to the underwriting department, right? You be like, yo, let me speak to the underwriting department. Yeah, dog. You know what I'm saying? Transfer me over. All right, clearly you don't want to use that language, but ask to speak to the underwriting department. And when you speak to somebody in the underwriting department, you just ask, hey, I would like to know why I was declined or denied. I would like to know why I got such a low limit. I wanted to know why I didn't get this credit card. I got this credit card instead. And they explain to you why. then you can ask what is called a reconsideration, right? You want to be reconsidered for a higher limit or reconsider for a different credit card. And what they'll do is they will ask for, additional information because maybe, when you filled out your application, the computer got something wrong, right? Maybe, it was your income, or maybe when they ran your credit at that point in time, there was something on there that triggered the system. Whatever the situation is, you want to speak to a human being. So call the underwriting department of whatever institution that you're getting the card from and ask for a reconsideration, right? And they'll tell you what you need to do. They might say, hey, well, listen, in 6 months, if you use the card responsibly, we'll reconsider you then, right? So that's cool. So then you just use it responsibly for 6 months, which is what happened to me. I just got off the phone with the underwriting department from US Bank because, as you can see, I got the card here, right? So I like this joint fresh. I ain't even pull it off the sticky stuff, so it's fresh. I ain't pull the sticker off or nothing. It's not even activated. I just was feeling some type of way that it was 500. I thought that was a mistake, but clearly they're saying that because my credit was frozen, and then now since I lifted the freeze and they was able to see, they're like, you got a couple high balances, which is what happened with Bank of America when they took those 2 lines of credit, that 35,000 worth of credit from me. It now narrowed, right, my credit utilization of my other credit cards, which is major. So basically, my next 2 highest cards, I almost got them maxed out. So they kind of smoked me on that note, but which is cool. Like I said, we'll work our way down. It's a journey, and I'm glad that I'm going through this stuff. Similar to the collections, like I'm glad I'm going through it so I can show you how to navigate, right? So you're not thinking like that I'm just talking because I got good credit already. No, I started off with no credit. Yeah. I had 0 credit. I had to get a secure credit card, which I put $1,500. And you could go back and watch the videos. Follow my whole journey. Go back. It's a journey. This is not like I ain't selling you nothing and nothing. This is everything that happened to me. This is what I'm doing, right? So cool. So that's where I'm at right now. I got this US Bank. I got a $500 limit. And once I spend 500, I get 200, and then in 6 months I'm gonna be reconsidered. So I'm gonna have to do a reconsideration video, right? Where we in like August? So we got September, October, November, December, January, February. So come February, maybe on Valentine's Day or something, I'll do a reconsideration video. So we'll find out if I've been reconsidered for a higher limit. And if not, that's cool. I'm pretty sure they're gonna give me more than 500. But the thing that I don't like about starting off in the hundreds is it's hard for you to get them double-digit thousands. You know what I'm saying? We want a $50,000 credit card. So if we start off with 500, it's gonna be a long, arduous journey to go from 500 to 50,000. But that's cool. We're not even tripping, man. So yeah, that was just the update with the U.S. Bank, and that's where I'm at, man. So don't make the mistake that I made. Make sure them credit bureaus is unfrozen. They unfrozen. If not, like you gonna get a file. You probably gonna get a denial. I'm surprised I didn't get a denial. But that's cool. Either way, 500. Don't make that mistake. And if ever you got a limit that you don't like, man, call up, get reconsidered.